Have you ever wondered how a young Roman boy from an average family could grow to become one of the most powerful men in history? This is the story of Gaius Julius Caesar. Born in 100 BC into a patrician family, Caesar's early life was far from ordinary. His marriage to Cornelia, the daughter of a powerful ally, was an early indicator of his political acumen. Yet his life was not without peril. He narrowly escaped the purges of Sulla, a dictator who saw the young Caesar as a threat. From Asia to Spain, Caesar served with distinction in the military, earning the respect and loyalty of his men. His return to Rome saw a swift climb up the political ladder. By 59 BC, Caesar had achieved the highest political office of consul. Caesar's early life and rise to power was marked by ambition, strategic alliances, and military success. Following his consulship, Julius Caesar embarked on a series of wars that would not only expand the Roman Empire, but also significantly boost his political standing. This period, known as the Gallic Wars, was marked by Caesar's strategic brilliance and unyielding determination. Caesar's strategy was simple, yet effective: divide and conquer. He pitted the various Gallic tribes against each other, exploiting their rivalries and disagreements to weaken their resistance. This allowed his legions to conquer them one by one, ultimately bringing the whole of Gaul under Roman control. This victory was not just a military triumph, but it also significantly increased Caesar's wealth and power. Gaul was a rich land, and its spoils filled Caesar's coffers, funding his political ambitions back in Rome. But Caesar wasn't just a military genius. He was also a master of political maneuvering. He formed the first triumvirate, an unofficial political alliance with Pompey and Crassus, two other influential figures in Rome. Together, they dominated Roman politics, bypassing the Senate and consolidating power in their hands. This alliance, however, was fraught with tension and would eventually crumble, setting the stage for civil war. Despite these challenges, Caesar's influence continued to grow. He was appointed dictator in perpetuity, an unprecedented move that gave him unparalleled authority. With this title, Caesar bypassed the traditional checks and balances of Roman government, leaving the Senate virtually powerless against him. With Gaul under his command and unprecedented power in Rome, Caesar was at the height of his power. But as they say, what goes up must come down. Caesar's rise was meteoric, but his fall would be just as swift and dramatic. His political maneuverings, while effective, made him many enemies, and his appointment as dictator in perpetuity was the final straw for many. As we'll see in the next scene, these tensions would eventually lead to his downfall. But for now, let's remember Caesar at his apex: a brilliant military strategist, a cunning politician, and the most powerful man in Rome. The Ides of March, a date that would forever be associated with betrayal and the fall of a titan. Julius Caesar, the man who had climbed the rungs of power with an unyielding determination, was about to face a fate that was as dramatic as his rise. The discontent among the senators had been growing, whispering in shadowed corners, their concerns mounting with each power play Caesar made. He'd crossed the Rubicon, both literally and figuratively, and Rome's political elite began to fear they were under the rule of a king in all but name. The republic, they believed, was under threat, and drastic measures were being contemplated. But it wasn't as if Caesar was unaware of the brewing storm. Warnings were given, omens observed, and the soothsayer's caution of the Ides of March was not taken lightly. Yet Caesar, in his typical fashion, chose to ignore these signs. Perhaps he believed himself invincible, or maybe he felt that his charm and political savvy would see him through. We can only speculate. The Ides of March arrived, and with it came the end of Caesar. In a brutal display of betrayal, the senators, led by Brutus, stabbed Caesar in the Senate house. "Et tu, Brute," he is said to have uttered, a final realization of the depth of the conspiracy against him. The aftermath of Caesar's death was chaotic. Rome was thrown into a power struggle, with Mark Antony, Octavian, and the conspirators all vying for control. The events that followed, including the battles, the alliances, and the ultimate rise of Octavian as Augustus, marked the end of the Roman Republic. Julius Caesar, a man who climbed to the pinnacle of power only to be struck down in his prime, remains a pivotal figure in history, a symbol of ambition, power, and the fragility of it all.